Well, good evening, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of the Albino Rhino Beer Review. Today you have the Rhino, and we're going to look at a beer that I've been wanting to try for a while. It's been out for a while. It was a contract brew. It's still a contract brew as of right now, but they are opening up a new brewery in Vaughan. This is Lake Wilcox. The Lake Wilcox Brewery. This is, well, is it brewery or brewing company? I always fuck up. Oh, it's brewing company. I always, you know what, that little end there, I always screw that up. Anyway, this is their Mad Quacker. And their Mad Quacker, Wilcox Mad Quacker, is a Vienna-style lager. So all I'm hoping for out of this beer is basically something at least as good as Sam Adams. At least as good as Sam Adams is what I'm hoping for out of this. Now, I did get 2 cans of this. This can here had a leak up at the top. I don't think it was a fault of the can. I think something probably heavy was sitting on it when it was in transit. If I squeeze this, I only get the smallest drop coming out. And this was sent to me just a few days ago. It's fairly fresh. So I think I'm going to open this can first and just see, because I don't want to dump it if it's still good. It might not actually be hit with any oxidization yet. And if I think it has been oxidized, I'll jump into this guy. So 4.7% alcohol. Ever wanted to try something crazy, maybe even a little mad? Then the Mad Quacker is the perfect beer for you. The unique combination of 7 lightly toasted malts and the sultry amber color of this historic Vienna-style lager is richly flavorful without being overwhelming. The Mad Quacker is sessionable and easily paired with your favorite meal. LakeWilcoxBrewing.com. Store cool, enjoy fresh. Right now this says Richmond Hill, Ontario. Brewed and packaged at... Oh, this is brewed and packaged in... So this is being made at Railway City right now. Okay, I'm actually a little intrigued on that one. Okay, it still had a good deal of pop to it, so it might be fine. Might be fine. Might just have had, again, some heavy stuff sitting on it. I mean, cans are great, but they do have the ability to not be sealed. They're sealed, yet the way they seal, things can technically get pushed out of them if you're squeezing hard enough. So that might have been what happened. I don't think it was, again, any fault of the canning machine. I think it was its trip to me. Wow. Yeah. So, I do apologize for the air bubbles again. I'm going to go to the dollar store tomorrow and buy some more of my meshes. So once I clean these and I put them down, they don't dry with watermarks. But it's going away pretty damn quickly. There we go. It is a beautiful sultry amber there, right? This is a beautiful... I love girls with hair that color. Wow. That's basically the color my hair would have been if I was an albino. So I have to say I love guys with that hair color too. Not... And, yeah, whatever. Nice snap, crackle, pop. Visually appealing. Audibly appealing scent. Yeah, okay, I don't think it's oxidized, to be honest with you. I really don't think it oxidized. I think it's fine. It kind of reminds me, scent-wise, of from the place it's brewed, their copper. Little light toasted malts up at the forefront. Bit sweet, bit bitter. Tiny touch of caramel, tiny touch of butterscotch, and then a almost apple-like ester on the back end. Let's try it. Cheers. Okay, you know what? I'm going to give them full props on this one thing. This is super sessionable, and it is super flavorful. and it is not overwhelming. Malty, very malty, both like a roasty taste, a sweet taste, and a that just grainy taste. You know, that almost neutral flavor. So you sip it, you get a beautiful sweetness up at the forefront. Then I'm getting that neutral, almost soda water like weediness, just grainy and just grainy and neutral. And then it goes into a roast, and that roast mingles all the way into the end. The end comes out slightly dirty, slightly English-esque, and slightly grassy at the same time. And then this big biscuitiness comes forward. This is extremely sessionable. Do I think it's the most historically accurate Vienna lager? Not sure. Not sure, to be honest. But do I care all that much? No, I don't care all that much. It actually screams great beer to me. Now, I mean, it's not, again, the most flavorful beer either, but for just a regular lager, that's very flavorful, but nothing is overwhelming. That dirty earthiness and that biscuitiness and that roastedness, that's all in there. And it's layers of flavor, but at the same time, none of it actually jumps out in front and it punches you in the face or anything. It's all just subtle in the background, and it fades fast. It makes the beer quaffable or moreish because you want more of it. And this is the fucking can that actually had a problem. Like, what would the other can be like? I almost want to just open it up and drink it too, but I want to save it now for BDU. I really enjoy this beer. Yeah, you know what? Just super drinkable, super clean, nice flavors, layers of flavors, more complex than you would expect for just your average lager. Like I said, I wanted something at least as good as Sam Adams, and I think they're fully different beers in that they're both good lagers. But Sam Adams I find to be a lot more hoppy, a lot more in your face with those hops. I mean, I remember my very first Sam Adams when I first started really getting into beer. And then I remember my next Sam Adams, which was years later. But that first Sam Adams kind of really turned me off, and that next Sam Adams I was actually okay with, and I enjoyed, but it was still hoppy. It just wasn't something that turned me off. Now this is more like your beginner lager times 10, as in it isn't as flavorful as Sam Adams, or I shouldn't say flavorful. It isn't as hoppy. I find this more flavorful. I actually do find this more flavorful. I just find it to have different flavors, more easy, approachable flavors that anyone could actually enjoy. Yes, that earthiness and that biscuitiness might be too much for everybody, but it's more approachable than the hop bomb that you get from another very well-known Vienna lager, as I've been talking about. This is more a Malt Maniac's Vienna lager. And I really enjoy it. I do hope this ends up around me, because if Mad Quacker ends up down here, it might become one of my purchases whenever I can't find anything new. I have a beer allowance, and when I walk into the LCBO, I hit the LCBO first, and I go into the LCBO and I check if there's any new beers. If there isn't, I spend some of my beer allowance on beers for BDU that I normally drink. And if this was available at my LCBO, I would add this to my collection of normal beers I buy. Then I take my empties back to the beer store. And if there's any beers I haven't had at the beer store, I'll buy them then. If not, I'll buy a few other beers that I can't get at the LCBO that I like having in my rotation. So my beer allowance is my beer allowance plus my returns. And yeah, if this was around me, I would buy it in my beer allowance runs if there was nothing new for me to try. So Wilcox Mad Quacker, I'm giving that an 8 out of 10. I really enjoy it. I'm sorry I talked so long. I thought with a Vienna lager I'd be done faster, but I wasn't. I ramble. I'm sorry, guys. Mad Quacker. 8 out of 10. See, this is why I need partners so I don't ramble. I don't ramble. Ah! We almost dropped it. How the fuck did this take 10 minutes? How?